Hello everyone, it's Cliff again. Thought I'd do a little review for you guys. It's not a very happy review, but last night I was watching a movie called Grave of the Fireflies. I went out this morning and bought the DVD because it just moved me so much. I've never seen a movie quite like it. And honestly, I have never been so emotional during the end of a film. Basically, what got me interested in it is because I've gotten into Miyazaki's work. The guy who did Spirited Away, Ponyo, My Neighbor Totoro, and My Neighbor Totoro was double billed with this film. So I thought, oh, this will be a interesting movie to see. Yeah, I love Miyazaki, so yeah, I can deal with another cute animated film. And um, it's it's not a cute animated film. It's a brutally honest depiction of what war can do to people. It's basically, and I use this term because you have to use it. Really, you have to throw this in the mix. It's taking the view of the collateral damage of war. It's the people who are not involved in the war, just the innocent civilians that people tend to not think about during such situations. It's about basically a 10 to 14-year-old boy. I'm not exactly sure, so I'm just going to say 10 to 14-year-old, and his sister in Japan during World War II. And the film starts with the boy dying, so you know the boy's going to die. That's just a given, no big deal. And it goes into the past, it goes into what went through this kid's life from the moment of the bombing that occurs to his death, basically. And a quick recap of the story. I'm not going to tell you most of the ending. I'm not going to tell you any of the ending really because you have to see it. I don't want to take away any of the impact of this film, and people who know me know that that's usually not the case. I love talking about the endings and then you know feel bad when I find out you didn't know the ending. Um, these two kids live with their mother. Their father is off in the war, and a bombing raid happens. Fire bombs fall onto the town, um, takes down the building, the home of the two little kids, and hits the mother. You don't see the mother get hit because the kids are running for safety. We meet up with the mother at the hospital, and she's badly burned. It turns out that she ends up dying, and the kids have to fend for themselves. At first, they go with their aunt, who simplistically can be called a bitch. She's not. I think she's a difficult character. She's Every character in this movie is complex. Every one of them. Everyone is affected by the war, so they have a reason for how they act. Uh, the two kids bring a stockpile of food over to the family, and the aunt starts rationing it, starts treating the kids unfairly because they're not helping with the war effort, but they're still kids. They're just kids. So that screams out at you constantly. It gets so bad that the two children decide to move out and live in this abandoned little bomb shelter. And boy, does it go downhill from there. It's wonderful work. It's amazing how the artists use little brief downtimes. They'll go from one depressing scene to a little scene with a bucket with a toy floating on the top of the bucket, just to give you time to think about what just happened. It's a brilliant decision for the filmmakers, really. But when you see the film, you're probably going to cry. I never cry during films. I get the little glary eye sniffles. I got that during Up when the mother died in Up, and near the end with the memory book, which I won't tell you what's in that because that's a brilliant moment too. But at the end of this movie, I was literally sobbing. It's it's one of the most beautiful and depressing films of all time, and it will definitely kill the bias against anime if you watch it. It's depressing though. I don't know how I'd feel if I went into this film depressed already. It'd probably not be good at all, especially since I went into this film thinking of a Miyazaki film, which is always lively, colorful, imaginative, and happy. Everything's happy. Everything turns out well in the end, and a world of monsters can all be hugged and cuddled with, i.e., my neighbor Totoro. This one is unflinching. It's harsh, it grabs your heart, and it just beats the shit out of it. You will constantly feel pain during the last 25 minutes of the film, and they will not spare you at all. They will keep shoveling it on. It is brutal, and it is a film that everyone should watch. Um, Another genius thing that I thought a great thing is that it doesn't take a side in the war. Americans aren't seen as evil. It's just this is what's going on around our town. This is what we have to deal with day in and day out. There's no propaganda being portrayed in the film against either side, which I thought was refreshing. I really like that they didn't take a side. They just said, here's the story of the two kids. It's based on a true story, which makes it even harder to get through and let you take from it what you will. But it is definitely the best anti war film of all time, and I could argue that's the best war film of all time, just the best film that deals with a war in general, pro or con. This is this is the one to watch. Full Metal Jacket is good. This is great. This is the film to watch. So just take a chance on it. It's on YouTube. You can watch the full film on YouTube. Just look up Grave of the Fireflies. And I'm sorry if it makes you cry. It probably will. Anyway, enough of my boring review. Peace out. Thanks, everyone. And I hope you all have a great day. Get some tissues before you see the film.